news leader.
The Mosaic Partner Pairs through Topeka United are all about forging unique bonds to foster understanding. Teens don't have to wait to get involved. Daisy Karimi and Angel Zimmerman are here to explain how teens can get involved now. Welcome to both of you. And tell me how you two met. Daisy?
Oh, thank you so much. So me and Angel met through the Mosaic adult conversation.
You were matched through the pairs.
It was such a wonderful conversation together. Essentially, we matched up at 65%. That was a little bit higher than normal, around 70. From there, we've just started to build a relationship and also community work.
Absolutely. How did this develop then, Angel? What did you two start learning about each other? You hadn't met before the program.
Yeah, we hadn't met before the program, but several people were pretty excited when they saw the scores and saw who was going to be matched with who. And as Daisy and I went through probably about the first 2 or 3 months together, we realized teens is where it was absolutely at. And then by the end of the program, Daisy's like, would you help me run a program for youth? And I'm like, yeah. And then we started talking. I was like, well, why don't we just do this for youth?
Right, because the partner pairs, what you do through Topeka United is it matches people up that maybe aren't from the same background, maybe may not have met otherwise, and you just get to know each other and you learn about how, despite your differences, you're all kind of united toward a common goal. In your case, it was the teenagers. So what do you feel? Why was this so important to you, Daisy, to start a program for teenagers to do what you and Angel did?
Excellent question. So essentially what I saw through the program was this was a beautiful conversation, and I wish I had it when I was in college. Unfortunately, I didn't have any tools or resources that provided that information, and I was like, what if we could actually provide that for a younger generation, especially when they're heading off to college or other activities in their life. Just a dialogue to understand diversity and a depth conversation. Also, that's kind of fun.
It is fun. Are there some fears, do you feel like, especially for teens, to be able to kind of go outside their comfort zone and reach out to people who they maybe don't know? And especially, I mean, we're talking about back to school, college time. This is the time when teens have to kind of start reaching out.
This is a good opportunity to kind of have that safe, facilitated conversation. You're given the questions that you ask and that you've already decided that you're going to answer together. And then this year is going to be a little unique because we're going to actually start the day or start the evening out with the adults and then break off and have our conversations on how does that impact us and what can we do with the future, and then really asking them for their conversation to filter back up to our community.
How do you tailor this for teens then? What is the time commitment and how can it work around a busy teenager schedule?
So that was a real great partnership that we did with teachers. Also, Angel's a teacher in her spare time at the same time, so we understood exactly like weekend conversations are the best time, 2-hour segments, availabilities around times that school schedule or school football games are not going on and so forth. So we scheduled it around that time.
And how do they get involved if they would like to, and is there a certain age range that people have to be?
Yeah, so we'd really like to see probably like the 15 to 18 age range, and you can sign up all the way until August 15th, so middle of next week is great. We've got a kickoff going August 26th, and this year we're excited because we're going to take the entire program throughout the school year, so it'll run August to May this year.
Very good. And how many teenagers are you going to accept in, or does it just depend on how many apply?
It kind of is depending on how many apply, but it will be a fairly small group so we can have some in-depth conversations.
How many years have you been doing this? Is this just the second time?
This is the second year.
Second year. So how many kids did you have involved last year, and what was kind of the journey, the transition that you saw from the beginning to the end?
We had a group of at least 6 kids that were together. We didn't partner them up immediately just because there's an algorithm that is associated, but we would discover Topeka together, essentially. So we started off, one of the favorite stories I like to share with people, we had one student who never went to Fiesta Topeka. So when we had a diversity conversation, we matched that with Fiesta Topeka, and she was like, I wish we had something like that here in our community. So it was a wonderful experience from there.
Great. The Mosaic Partner Pairs for the teens, the adult applications are closed. Teens can apply until the 15th, and then it gets underway on the 24th of August. Go to topekaunited.org or scan that QR code. I'll have a direct link on WIBW.com as well. Daisy and Angel, appreciate you being here. Thank you so very much. We are getting